All right, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I am talking about the effect that Derrick Carr will have on the New Orleans Saints this season. And listen, I think that Derrick Carr will lead the New Orleans Saints to an NFC South championship game or championship. Period. They'll win the NFC South, and I also think that they will handsomely make it into the playoffs and probably be third ranked overall. I think they'll win the first round, but I think maybe second, third round will be where they struggle. Um, Granted, other teams in the NFC period aren't that good and aren't the best. Um, and so I'm expecting the Saints to really compete this season. I mean, you have teams like the Giants, like the Vikings, like the Lions, like the Eagles, um, that can be competitive. But other than that, there's not really much out there to really talk about. But here's why I think Derek Carr will be a good quarterback. I know people are like, oh, he's been at the Raiders. He's had Devontae Adams last season. He's had all these good players and blah blah blah. Listen, ever since Derek Carr was on the Raiders, they've been pretty much, I think, out of the 10 seasons or 9 seasons he were there, 7 or 8 of those seasons, their defense was ranked sub 28 defenses in the league. And what you should know about that is that, like, when your defense is so bad and your offense has to be on the field a lot more, I mean, it's a struggle. It's a hassle um, to 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 really find your rhythm and not be tired of every game. Saints, we have a I would say a above 15 defense in the league almost every season. There's been a couple seasons where that's obviously been a question mark, but I think going into this season, our defense is top 16 in the NFL, hopefully. Top 20 at least, though. But I also feel like when it comes to Derek Carr, like he's had inconsistency at head coach, at offensive coordinator. He's had inconsistency, um, playing styles. And so I feel like if you look at Derek Carr, if you look at the team, if you look at all this stuff, I mean, last season you can't really base the Devontae Adams season off him. I mean, he had Josh McDaniels, who's one of the worst head coaches in the league, as his head coach last season. I mean, there's so much you can do about that. And so I think coming into it this season, if the Saints suck and they don't win this division and they don't make a splash and a name for themselves in the playoffs, then I think it's Dennis Allen's fault, and Dennis Allen should be fired. Um, we've seen through history that he hasn't been the best head coach. Last season he stunk it up, um, and so honestly, I think this season is either win now or he's fired, and whatever that looks like, and whatever that looks like, for the next guy up, we have to be able to have a complete and effective offense while also having um, a team that's effective and good. I mean, Kamara's going to be out for the first 3 weeks. We had a couple running backs go down with ACLs already. And so, honestly, if we can get a good passing game going with Derek Carr, we'll be fine. I mean, Derek Carr, at points in his career, he was, in the early MVP conversation. At points of his career, he was highest passing yards in the NFL. I mean, I don't have his stats put up right now, but Derek Carr can be an effective quarterback, and I 100% think he will be an effective quarterback this season. And I think he'll end up being a top five quarterback in the NFC, and he'll be top 10 in the National Football League. Once we get that offense established and once we get that offense figured out, Michael Thomas is coming back. Hopefully, he stays healthy the entire season. That would be great. If he could stay healthy the entire season and we can just play some good football, that would be amazing. And I'm just ready for it. And I'm excited I'm optimistic about the Saints this season, about what he can achieve and what he can accomplish. And yeah. And so, I mean, as we get closer and closer to kickoff in about 2, 3 weeks, the intensity is building. The question marks and the optimism is building. So, let me know how y'all feel about the Saints. If Derek Carr can be that quarterback to lead them to the pinnacle, the deep run in the playoffs and win the NFC South. Um, and let me know how we feel about that, because it's the NFC South is a very, people are killing it for being a terrible division. I think it's competitive every single season. Um, and that's good football. It's competitive football. And so Yeah, let me know if y'all think the Saints are gonna win it. And let me know how we think we're gonna do in the NFC as a whole. Because yeah, I'm excited for it and hope you guys are too. But I've been your host, Davion. Thanks for watching. Peace.